Hi, I'm Tyler of The Enthusiasts, and welcome to Under Review, the place where we put the stuff we're enthusiastic about under scrutiny. Today, I'll be putting under review the show that teaches you how to pwn, no game, no life. As a disclaimer for anybody who hasn't seen this series, or if you're a parent doing a checkup on what your kids are watching, this show would have to be given a PG-13 rating for the amount of pseudo-nudity and sexual content in it. You have been warned. Are you so good at games that you can beat anyone even when they're cheating? That's the problem that the duo Sora and Shiro have. This duo, known as Kuhaku, or Blank, stands unopposed in everything they play. And when they beat the god Tet in chess, Sora and Shiro unlock a new world where games decide everything. In this world, 10 very simple rules dictate how the 16 races vie for supremacy. And at the bottom of these races sits mankind, the humanity. So let me get this started with possibly a minor spoiler for you guys. If you think No Game, No Life is about seeing whether Sora and Shiro win, you're wrong. It's not about if they win, but how they win. And if you can't accept that they're going to always win, then No Game, No Life will just be another standard story of an invincible protagonist in a new world at their beck and call. From the get-go, it's stated very clearly that Kuhaku doesn't lose. There is no hesitation in setting this duo up as nigh invincible at any game. If you can accept that, you can sit back and enjoy the mind games and strategy behind each and every victory will be theirs. And this scenario is very well done. The two of them are smart enough to know that their strength is in their planning and forethought. The couple of in-between arcs that the show has are simply setups of Sora and Shiro showing this forethought by consolidating their resources and knowledge in preparation for the next opponents they face. And when these games are actually played, they're done in such a way that made me try to analyze what was going on as the game plays out. And when everything is explained at the end, I wanted to go back and re-watch the game with the explanation to see where everything unfolded. Now, I might not be a very smart person, but I can't emphasize enough how intelligent each game's thought process is. Each victory brings a feeling of sweet satisfaction because of the complexity involved in it. A couple of these games, however, are extremely contrived, even for how fantastical most of the contests are. No Game, No Life is beautiful. There is no other way to describe it. For several years in the mid-2000s, there were a lot of shows that were dark and edgy. No Game, No Life is a wonderfully bright and colorful show. Oh my god, the colors. Pastels and brights litter every corner of it, from the buildings, skylines, clothing, to the characters themselves. I was hard-pressed to find any part of the show where light isn't used to amazingly accentuate its scenes. This is easily one of the most unique and beautifully designed shows I have seen in a long time. The level of detail and color in the backgrounds and characters is amazing, and it's a true rarity anymore that I greatly appreciate. The animation style and character designs are so smooth and consistent throughout the whole series, and there are even a few moments where homage is paid to other anime series that was probably an inspiration for the author of No Game, No Life. Scene after scene is just a joy to take in because of all of these small but significant details. And all of this would be worthless without the voice acting to back it up, and No Game, No Life does not disappoint in that. Every voice actor and actress brings grade A performances, and this also applies to the backup cast. No one misses a beat. Sora oozes so much cockiness and wittiness that you want to punch him sometimes. Stephanie feels like a bumbling but good-natured sidekick.
とりあえずステフって呼んでもいいか。も
ちろんですわ。違うんですよ。これは私からないんですか。
なあステフ。
Jabril masterfully switches between confident supreme being to humorous quirkiness. And Shiro is practically a walking rainbow of cute and genius. The main cast works together so harmoniously that every game explanation, basic conversation with quick jabs at each other, or expression of emotion feels smooth and in sync. That kind of synergy is amazingly hard to find, and it adds extra points to No Game No Life's depth. Now we move on to the part of No Game No Life that is most likely to create a divide among its fans. It's fan service. No Game No Life has great writing. Its dialogue is witty and funny, but the downfall of the comedy for many people will be how much of it is based around sexual innuendos and fan service, both subtle and extremely overt. I've seen this kind of comedy done far worse than what No Game No Life does, though. Most of the jokes center around virgin and puberty-esque wordplay shot rapid-fire at the viewer, and it either creates chuckles or groans, depending on your tolerance for this type of humor. The physical fan service is extremely overt, though. There are enough panty shots and clothing malfunctions to either pique or kill any interest you have in the show. Again, I've seen it done far worse than No Game No Life does. It's just a matter of whether or not scenes like these would bother you. If they do, then odds are good you won't be able to enjoy the story because of the off-putting distraction these scenes will carry with them. The failing of this comedy and fan service to me is that it's used so often that I began to tire of its near constant banter and innuendos between the characters. It becomes a case of adding too much spice to an already good meal, and really just needed to be toned down in its overall quantity to be just right. Overall, No Game No Life's music is very average. The only standout of the main soundtrack is the theme Now Loading, which plays whenever Sora is scheming something. No Game No Life's opening and ending themes, however, are the high points for this series. Suzuki Konomi's This Game is pitch perfect, combining beautiful piano chords with rock overtones into a melody that once again showcases her remarkable voice. My favorite, however, is the ending theme, Oracion.
Oración?
Oracion.
Oración.
Look, I'm going to say it the white guy way. Okay?
Fine.
Performed by Shiro's voice actress, Kaono Ai. It captures the feelings that Shiro shows throughout the show exceptionally well, adding a layer of character development to the show that might otherwise not be there. For these reasons, I give No Game No Life a 9 out of 10. It is beautifully animated and the colors are amazing. The story is interesting and creative, and the characters give No Game No Life a vibrance that isn't easily matched. The show's only real downfall is its overuse of fan service and its overall average soundtrack. Fan service will make or break this series for you. This doesn't detract from the show as a whole, though, for me, and I would always recommend this show to anyone, especially if they're fans of strategy stories or a trapped in another world anime. And with the movie under production for a likely 2017 release, all I can say is, don't be a Steph. Go watch this series.
ステフのくせに生意気なんですの。その歴史上類を見ないほどに横暴な罵倒は
And if you're interested in more series like No Game, No Life that will make your brain work, you should probably check out Problem Children Are From Another World, Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion, and Death Note.
Lelouch ビブリタニアが命じる。貴様たちは死ね。
Yes, Your Highness!
Hey, if you have any suggestions for anime you would like me to review, please leave a comment below or leave a request on our Facebook page.